Let's talk real estate. Okay, if buying your dream home is on the list for 2026, we've got you covered. We have realtor Alana Grant joining us this morning, talking top tips for getting prepared, avoiding common mistakes, and really stepping into the housing market with confidence. And so I'm so excited to have you this morning because really, as people are putting together their goals for next year, I know there are a good bit of folks where home buying is on that list. And so you're going to break down what we need to know to get our minds right, okay?
Yes.
Yes, and you have given us 4 tips. Let's start off with that first tip that really is talking about the importance of, remind me of that first tip again. I don't want to
Your finances. Having your finances ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so I've personally been selling a lot of dream homes lately.
Yes.
And so that's why I thought this would be great to talk about, especially as we step into 2026. One of the things that has been a real benefit to my clients is you never know when your dream home is coming on the market. Mm-hmm. And so having your finances in order and not necessarily having a ton of cash, but doing your regular due diligence on savings, but also keeping your documentation handy, like having your 2 months of bank statements and pay stubs and 2 years of tax returns. That helps your mortgage application go really smooth and quick. And so you can be able to kind of get in on that early bid, especially if it's a competitive dream home where you would be able to possibly win the bid.
I love that. You know that saying where it says, stay ready.
So you don't have to get ready. Yes.
That is it right there. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. All right. So something else that I love that you talked about was that time frame.
Yes.
Not pigeonholing yourself when it comes to time frame.
Yes, that is really important to not box yourself in. It's the winter now, and a lot of people aren't looking to buy or to sell right now because they think, the season is coming up in the spring. But the opposite is really true.
Right.
When you are selling a home now in the winter months, you have the advantage of not having as much competition with the other homes that would be coming on in the spring. And the same with buyers. You have less competition with other buyers, and normally when there's less competition, there's more flexibility for you to save money. And so whereas a seller may have multiple offers and they may not be willing to do closing costs or different things like that, if they only have one buyer to choose from, they're more likely to negotiate, especially with the savvy agent. And so I recommend that people don't pigeonhole themselves into a certain time frame of the year, but also not to pigeonhole themselves into forecasting, when the best time is going to be for them to buy. Like, 5 years from now or 7 years from now or 10 years from now, I'll buy my dream home. Not necessarily so true. I, myself and my husband, I was out looking for a house for one of my other clients, and we ran across our house just looking in the neighborhood, and we were ready to move, even though we weren't thinking necessarily about moving. But that house, they're not building it anymore, and so it was that house, or we wouldn't have had the house that we're in now. And so I tell people, don't box yourself in on that time frame. You never know.
Absolutely. And that leads great into the third point about being flexible when possible. I know that that's something that can be difficult when you're looking for your dream home. So break down what we should be flexible about and maybe some things that we can be like, nah, I'm sticking with this.
So location is things that you cannot change about a home are things that should be on your must-haves, like location. You can't pick up a house and move it somewhere. But floor plan, just certain finishes on a home, different things like that. I try to encourage my clients not to get kind of bogged down in things that can be changed with a really good general contractor. I flipped a home earlier last year, and our contractor, shout out to CVD Solutions, turned a window into a door, a den into a master bedroom, and moved the kitchen from the back of the house to the front of the house. Things can be changed with the right budget. And that's the other thing that I will advise is like a bonus tip. I wouldn't have people to get bogged down in necessarily having to purchase a dream home. If you have the right lot, the right location, you love your neighborhood, things about a house can be changed. And you will rarely hear a realtor say this, but sometimes you're already in your dream home, and instead of relocating, you might just need to renovate.
See, this is why we bring Alana on, and that's why we call it Real Estate Real Talk, because she's going to give us the tea and let us know. That's so good to know, because I think a lot of times people think, nope, I just got to buy a new house, but you're so right. it might be better just to make renovations to a home if you're already in a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to give that up? I love that you said that.
And my last thing is just being ready to emotionally say yes
Yo, let's take a deep,
to
let's
a
take
new
a deep breath
home.
before we go into this one. A deep breath.
It's really important because, you know, you think about the amount of money that you're spending at one time. You think about all the things that go into moving and packing and all that other stuff, and it gives people anxiety, reasonably so.
Right.
But kind of preparing yourself to go into the next phase of whatever that is for you and your family is important.
Right.
And so, you know, as a realtor, I never push, I just encourage.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I encourage people to do, to kind of wrap your mind around doing something new.
And I love that you said that, because I think a lot of times when it comes to buying real estate or buying your dream home, a lot of people just look at like dollars and cents and contracts, but it also too is a very emotional journey. For a lot of my friends who have bought homes, it's also been a spiritual journey as ready. So definitely want to get yourself prepared so that way you are ready on all fronts,
Yes.
mind, spirit, finances, litigation, all of that. So you're ready on all fronts. Thank you so much for
Thank
those
you.
tips. We love it. Okay, of course, let folks know where they can reach you at.
Yes, so I'm on all the socials. You can find me at Alana R. Grant on Instagram and Facebook. But if you want to go to my website, it's alanaismyrealtor.kw.com.
I love that. All right, real estate, real talk with Alana Grant. We're learning so much, my friends. And of course, we're going to put this on our website, WLTX.com, so you can reference it back. Or if you know somebody who is looking for their dream home, go ahead and share this with them. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of help.